Hey guys, want to do a quick review on A Wrinkle in Time. As you know, I headed to LA for the premiere, the red carpet premiere. That was a lot of fun. If you want to see those videos, look below. I'll add some links. But a lot of parents want to know, should I bring my child to see Wrinkle in Time this weekend? It's opening up on Friday. And I have just a couple of things to say. I just want to say off the bat, there are some scary scenes towards the tail end. I am somebody that absolutely loves horror and sci-fi, and I let my children watch a lot of things. But the majority of the stuff that we watch, like this stuff happens to adults. Nothing really happens to kids when it comes to American films. And in this movie, the main character, Meg, sort of gets thrown around a little bit. And I was thinking that my 5-year-old might not like that scene very much. But this movie really isn't made for a 5-year-old. It's more for, the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe even 13, 14 years old. We're going for the tweens. We're going for, probably second grade all the way up to ninth grade. I mean, I really think second to ninth grade is a really great range for this movie. I have a 10 and a 12-year-old. They would both love this movie. They like, the highs and the lows of it. I could see them both enjoying every single moment of the scary part. It's not so scary, but you know what I'm saying. Scary for children. They're not scary for adults. I'm just thinking like a 5-year-old. And then the sort of the wonder and the imagination and the traveling through worlds and all of that will definitely capture their interest as well. But I just want to talk a little bit about your 4 and your 5-year-olds, because there's plenty of families that have wide ranges of children. I have 5, 10, 12. So for me, I am going to take my 5-year-old, but I'm going to take my 5-year-old knowing that when we get to the end scene, I'm going to close his eyes. So I'm doing you a favor right now, and I'm just going to tell you, when you see a pretty gray scene, and it looks sort of like a brain, and there's like synapses firing, and there's lights flickering, and it looks like it just looks like a brain. It looks like the inside of what a brain would look like. And it's Meg and her brother, and the brother is evil. That's the moment where you should take your little child and maybe start covering his or her eyes, just for safety measure. I mean, maybe you don't have a very sensitive child and they can handle it. There's no blood. There's no excess violence. It's not that. It's just Meg gets picked up and thrown around a few times by the it, and she gets hurt. She actually gets knocked out. And so, I don't know if a 5-year-old would be able to process that. My 10-year-old will not even blink. My 12-year-old will not even blink. A 7 and 8-year-old will probably be just fine. But, I'm talking about the 3, the 4, the 5-year-old range, those little toddlers. And, for me, I watched that scene and I said, they brought a little bit more than I thought that they were going to in this moment. So as a mom, I'm just giving you that note, and then now let's move on. So the majority of the movie is really about self-acceptance and self-love. That's what, if I had to sum it up in 2 words, I think it would be those sort of thoughts, because it's really about a teenager, or who is, her father is missing, and her family life is sort of fine. She has a great family life, but she's upset that her dad is no longer around, and she's sort of missing him. And because she's missing him, all other aspects of her life are sort of falling apart. She doesn't care about school anymore. She's pulled back from her friends. She's getting bullied in school because she's not being able to stand up for herself, because she doesn't have the energy to do so. And it's sort of like a self-discovery journey. Well, by finding her father, she's able to find herself and love herself and see who she is for the very first time. And I have a tween. She's 12. She's about to be 13 in a few months. And I watched the movie through that lens. I watched the movie thinking, my goodness, my daughter, well, she's not missing her father, but my daughter is going through this sort of, not bullying, but, people are not always kind in middle school. And, I know what it was like to be in the 12, 13, 14-year-old age. You don't like your body. And, my friend, it looks this way and I look this way. And it all begins. Everything that a woman feels begins at that age. And so I kept watching it and I kept saying, these are messages that my children need to hear. And even though it's very sci-fi and it's very wild and it's very over the top, the baseline story is for every family, in that self-love. I love myself. I deserve this. I'm worth this. I could start crying because I've seen it twice, and I'm just remembering some moments of it. But I deserve love is the whole premise of the movie, and it takes the main character, Storm Reed's character, Meg, the entire length of the movie to pretty much recognize that she deserves love, and she deserves, and she is proud of who she is. And so, they have the missus there sort of encouraging and providing a little bit of humor and guidance. But, the Storm is really, I feel like, the anchor to it all, and the thing that teen girls are going to really watch and relate to. So, should you see this movie? Yes, I think you should see this movie. Just keeping in mind what I mentioned about the tail end of the movie. You're good. You're good until 94% of the way. You're good for 3, 4, 5-year-olds. Just at the tail end, you're just going to want to sort of consider it. Watch how it's going. Check in on your little baby and see what you want to do with that. I also want to mention that it's very colorful, and it brings a little bit of mystery, and there's like a sci-fi element, so you could almost take this and run with it after you're all said and done. There's some coloring pages on my blog. If you want to print them, I'll add the link below. There's the original book, of course, that you could read after you see the movie. There's a lot you could do once you see this as a family. So I really can't wait to take my kids this weekend. I hope you do too. And until next time.